All right, so we're going to learn y equals mx plus b, and we're going to learn how to apply that to the real world. So what we have when we hear b, we're talking about a starting point, okay, or the beginning. And then this m is the rate of change. So we're going to apply it to the real world so you can kind of understand it. So if I would ask one of you guys how much money you have, and you say, hey, I have $5, right? Your starting point, right? Y equals mx plus b. Your starting point would be what? $5, right? So my starting point or my b will be $5. And then you told me, hey, I got a job this summer and I'm going to be making $10 per hour. Okay. So your rate of change would be $10, right? So then what we got to do is figure out what does that mean? Okay. So y equals mx plus b. So if I were to look at a table and a graph, so a table is going to have an x and y, and it's going to have the x being the input and the y being the output. And I'm also going to have a graph with an x and a y. Actually, I'll make it 4 quadrants. So if you work 0 hours and you plug in 0 for this x, 0 times 10 is 0, plus 5 is 5. So this 0, 5 is actually a coordinate. This is your x and this is your y. So you're going to go over 0 and you're going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to be your point. Now, this is my starting point on the graph. Okay. This is my starting point in the equation, right? So I'm starting at 0, 5. Now, if you work 1 hour, we'll switch to another color. If you work 1 hour, how much money do you have? Well, 1 hour, I plug in 1 up here. 10 times 1 is 10, plus 5 is 15. So you would have a point at 115, which means you would go over 1 and you would go up 15. So you would go up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So now, what I want you to realize is that your starting point, your B, is how much you started with. Well, you started with $5, right? Your slope or your rate of change is how much you're going to get per hour. So you'll get $10 per hour. So what I want you to realize is that for every 1 hour, you're going up 10 and over 1. Now, you're going to learn that all of these mean the same thing. So you have rise over run. Okay, so you go up 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up 10, and I go over 1. So my rise over 1, which is 10, is the same thing as this. Now, you're also going to see the change in y. How much does it change from 5 to 15? It goes up 10. How much does it change from 0 to 1? It goes up 1. So if you look at the change in y, right? Change in y is 10, and the change x is 1. It is also 10 over 1. So what you're going to see for linear equations is you're going to have an equation, and you're going to have to understand the starting point in an equation, and you're going to have a slope, which is also called the rate of change. You're going to have a graph, and you're going to have a table. Okay? Everything is going to be based on input, which is the x, and then you're going to get an output for the y. And then you're going to take those two numbers and you're going to plot those on your graph over here.